The story follows a pirate group called the Straw Hats. The captain of the group is a boy named Luffy, who dreams to become the king of the pirates. While he is navigating the sea with his crew, a massive ship falls onto them from the sky. Things become interesting when a map that says Skypiea is carried to them by the wind. It all starts when Luffy is navigating the sea with his crew, which includes Usopp, Nami, Robin, Zoro, Sanji, and Chopper, all having their unique role within the group. The crew is seen enjoying and planning their journey ahead, but things don't work out as planned when a huge ship falls onto them from the sky. As the ship falls, Luffy's crew experiences horrible jerks in the crusts and troughs of the sea. Amidst the chaos, a map blows into Luffy's face and he's puzzled to see it. Nami, the navigator of the group, is worried to see the compass broken as it was the only key to get to the island they were aiming for. Robin realizes that the compass is not broken, but pointing upward, which means it was updated by an island with stronger magnetic force. She explains that the compass is pointing at a sky island where the log is detected. Just then, Luffy looks at the map that was carried to him by the wind, reads Skypiea. The entire crew's jaws drop when they realize that an island exists in the sky. Luffy jumps with excitement and suggests they should go to the Sky Island as it can prove to be their dream island. Nami points out that the map doesn't show how to get to the Sky Island. All of a sudden, darkness prevails, and they are shocked to see a shadow of a giant monster in the sky. To escape the monster, the crew quickly travels to the Jaya Island to save themselves. However, Nami is worried that if the compass does not change its direction, they'll have no other choice but to find a way to travel to the Sky Island. Robin studies the map of Jaya Island and finds the location of a man named Mont Blanc Cricket, marked with an X. This man has secluded himself from the island as he does not blend in. To retrieve information about the Sky Island from him, the crew travels to his location. Outside his house, Nami finds an ancient book titled Noland the Liar. The book narrates a story that took place 400 long years ago when a man named Mont Blanc Noland lived in a North Blue country. He was an explorer who always talked about his incredible adventures. However, the villagers were not sure whether or not to believe in his stories. One day, he reported to the king about a mountain of gold that he saw on an island in the Great Sea. To validate Noland's story, the king set sail on the Great Sea only to find bleak wilderness. In the end, Noland was sentenced to death for the crime of lying. His last words were, "The mountain of gold sank in the sea." After Nami finishes reading the story, Mont Blanc Cricket suddenly emerges from the sea and alleges the crew for coming after the gold. Sanji tries to fight Cricket to overpower him, but Cricket loads his gun and shoots at Sanji. Luckily, he misses his shot and falls to the ground unconscious. The crew takes care of Cricket and explains that he's experiencing a sickness that divers often tend to get. Cricket thanks the group for taking care of him and apologizes for his cruel behavior. Luffy asks Cricket how he can get to the Sky Island. Cricket reveals that the legendary liar, Mont Blanc Noland, was the only person who talked about the Sky Island. It turns out that Noland was Cricket's distant ancestor, and the Mont Blanc family was driven out of the country after Noland was sentenced to death. So, Cricket is keeping a low profile, as people continue to denounce his family to this day. However, no one in his family badmouthed Noland, as he was an extraordinarily honest person. Cricket feels bad about Noland being portrayed as a liar, and explains that despite being honest, he died a regrettable death. Usopp thinks that Cricket is looking for gold to clear his family name. Cricket elucidates that he does not want to prove his family's innocence, but has a duel with Noland, who threw a wrench into his life. Cricket then shows Nami the logbook of Noland's in which he mentioned the Sky Island. The group is excited to see it, and when Cricket tells them about a skyfish that Noland talked about, he ignites even more excitement among the crew. Cricket informs the group that there is a strange phenomena that occurs in the sea a few times a month when suddenly day turns into night, with giant clouds blocking the sunlight. Moreover, he informs them that if the Sky Island exists, the only way to get to it is by getting on the monstrous current of the giant clouds. According to Cricket's theory, the heat from the earth below turns that water into steam, which causes a huge explosion on the sea floor, and it occurs 5 times a month. Cricket and his monkeys reinforce the crew's ship with strength, speed, and weight so they can get going. When the giant clouds arrive, The crew sets out on the monstrous current that takes the ship straight up a pillar of water, which is a rising current produced by the geothermal heat and steam explosion under the seabed. As the ship goes up in the sky, Cricket watches it with much pride. After facing many difficulties and adventures, the ship crashes into a river of clouds. The scene cuts to the god's temple of the upper yard where god Enel is seen interacting with his angels. Enel has been living in the god's temple for 6 years and is now planning to put an end to this island and move to the Endless Verse after retrieving the gold bell. He senses that a group of individuals is trying to invade his island, so he sends a lobster to intrude their way. While the group is traveling on their ship in the River of Clouds, the lobster appears and hinders their journey, pushing them into Godland Skypiea. The group is elated and dance with excitement to finally arrive at the Sky Island. They encounter an elderly man named Sky Knight who addresses them as Blue Sea People. Just then, a girl named Coots along with her cloud fox, Sue, arrive on a waiver. The group saves her from the monstrous sea animals and later Coots appreciates their efforts and befriends them. A moment later, Satori reveals herself and alleges the crew for invading the island without any permit, which is why she wants to punish them in the name of the god Enel. So, she releases a surprise ball attack of the Ball Dragon. Luffy and Sanji try to fight the Ball Dragon, but end up getting defeated easily. Satori orders the lobster to kidnap the crew's doctor, Chopper, and Coots' cloud fox, Sue. Coots asks the group to rescue Sue and Chopper as soon as possible before they are taken to the upper yard where the sacrificial altar is. Nami takes the waiver and leaves, after which Robin boards a ship with Coots and Zoro to join Nami at the upper yard, the island where the god lives. Meanwhile, Sky Knight spots Wiper, the Sky Rider, flying towards the sacrificial altar to sacrifice the innocents. So, Sky Knight flies behind him and gives him a tough fight to save the innocents from getting sacrificed. Meanwhile, on the Sky Island, Satori scares Usopp, Sanji, and Luffy with the Ball Dragon. Luffy does not tolerate it, and cuts the string in which Satori controls the Ball Dragon. When Satori pulls the string, a huge explosion occurs, after which Luffy binds Satori with the string and Sanji takes her down. Wiper is furious after getting defeated, so he leads the Shandorians, the guerrillas that rebel against God Enel and his vassals. Turns out that 400 years ago, the battle between the Shandorians and the people who live on the Sky Island began when the great warrior Kalgara, who was protecting Shandora, the City of Gold, met a man. Kalgara was a brave warrior who single-handedly sank many pirate ships to protect his people. That year, they had a bad crop, and the Shandorians became sick one after another. They feared it was the work of an evil spirit and decided to offer a young girl as a sacrifice to a giant snake believed to be the village's protective god. At the same time, a visitor arrived at the island, who was Noland. As soon as he entered the forest, he noticed the plague that was ravaging the island. When he finds out that a girl is getting sacrificed, he kills the giant snake and asks Kalgara to stop sacrificing people's lives after promising to save the island from the crisis. So, he went into the forest alone, but unfortunately, an anomaly appeared on Earth, sticking Noland in a fissure. Kalgara believed that the gods gave Noland a crushing blow and told him that the sacrificial girl whom he saved was his daughter. Just then, the giant snake emerges, and before it could take him down, Noland reveals that he has the cure to the plague, which is conine, extracted from the barks of a kona tree. Kalgara kills the snake, and soon the village was saved by the cure that Noland made. Kalgara and Noland became best friends, and Kalgara later showed him Shandora, the City of Gold. But soon the Shandorians started fighting with Noland and his people because Noland had cut down their ancestor trees without permission. Kalgara's daughter informs her father that being a botanist, Noland would never harm a forest. But since all the trees were already dead, that is why he cut them down to avoid them from getting infected as well. After knowing the truth, Kalgara races to stop Noland from leaving, but before he could do so, Noland boards a ship and leaves. While crying, Kalgara promises that he will keep ringing the gold bell so he can navigate back to the island whenever he wants. Back to the present, Nami realizes that when Noland returned back to Jaya Island, the City of Gold was not there because it got ripped and has been flying in the sky all this time. The group is happy to finally have solved the mystery. The next day, the group is attacked by a giant snake, so they evade it and get on their ship along with Sky Knight. Meanwhile, Wiper, the descendant of Kalgara, is seen all determined to take back the Vars, and bring back the light of the Shandorians. On the other hand, Sky Knight reveals to the group that 6 years ago, he was the god until Enel came and captured his throne. Just then, Enel appears on the ship and knocks down Sanji and Usopp. Enel plans to hold a game in which the survivors will be the winners. He plans to give 50 participants from his side, 20 Shandorians, and 4 Blue Sea people that entered the forest. If these people survive for 3 hours, they'll win. Enel disappears after informing them about the survival game, and the Sky Knight pursues him. Thus, the survival game begins in the upper yard. Soon, only 11 survivors are left after Enel releases a deadly current. Meanwhile, Robin arrives in the City of Gold but cannot find the gold bell. On the other hand, while Luffy is fighting Wiper, he gets engulfed by a giant snake. Coots looks after Usopp and Sanji while Nami goes back to look for their ship. However, she returns in a hurry after the snake tries to engulf her. Meanwhile, Robin encounters Enel in the Shandora and inquires him about the Golden Bell. The cruel Enel releases a disastrous current, summoning the entire crew along with Wiper and Sky Knight in the Shandora. Wiper realizes that he's finally landed on his land and thinks about the Golden Bell. Enel declares that he suspected only 5 people to survive, but since 6 people have survived the game, he'll have to come kill one of them. Moreover, he reveals that he's planning to destroy the Sky Island and drag down every human from the sky, after which he'll set off to the Endless Vars along with the 5 survivors. Robin refuses to go, so Enel launches a deadly current onto her. This infuriates Zoro and Wiper, and they try to defeat Enel, but the powerful god releases his 30 million volts of current on them, causing them to burn. After everyone is defeated, Enel takes Nami with him to the Arc Maxim, the ship in which he intends to travel to the Endless Vars. Meanwhile, Luffy makes it out of the giant snake's body and is shocked to see his friends injured. Robin tells him to save Nami, and just then, Enel senses that someone is still left alive. Luffy rebels against Enel, so he launches his multiple volts lightning dragon on him, but Luffy manages to dodge the lightning every time. Luffy actually has the power of rubber, meaning his body functions like rubber, which is the only natural enemy of Enel. Unable to use his lightning attack, Enel smashes Luffy brutally and sets off in his Maxim along with him and Nami. Coots asks everyone on the Skyland to evacuate as Enel is planning to obliterate it. Wiper goes into a flashback in which it is shown that when Noland arrived at the island to show the City of Gold, it had been ripped off a night before and Kalgara wasn't able to ring the bell to notify him of his location. When Noland was being executed, the bell rang and it sounded like a voice singing in praise of that miraculous land, but it was too late. Later, Kalgara and his tribe were defeated and their land was taken over, after which he died. Wiper remembers Kalgara's last words, which were, "Bring back the light of Shandora." Sanji and Usopp somehow manage to get on the Maxim and hinder it from getting to the Golden Bell. Luffy, who was thrown out from the ship, chases it on foot through the giant jack, and Nami chases it on the water. Meanwhile, Enel makes the ship functional again and finally reaches the Great Bell Tower, the pride of Shandora. When Nami and Luffy reach the top of the giant jack, Nami sends a message below on a leaf to cut the jack at an angle that it strikes the Maxim. Wiper does as suggested, helping Nami and Luffy to jump on the Maxim easily. Luffy takes a huge leap and finally strikes Enel with the metal ball, ringing the Golden Bell in the process. Hearing the sound of the bell, Wiper hopes that it reaches the descendants of Noland. Luffy falls back, declaring to everyone that the City of Gold does exist. The sound of the bell boasted the glories of the vanished city. It declared the end of the fighting. And in the end, Nami and Luffy take pride in their victory of getting the sound of the bell to everyone. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and comment your thoughts down below. If you'd like to stick around, check out these other videos from the channel. And before you leave, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more anime in minutes.